Here are tonight's winning lottery numbers.
Chat directly with Chief Meteorologist Dennis Phillips. The weather, the tropics, plus big stories of the day with experts. Download our streaming app or find Dennis on social media for Dennis Phillips Live. GenRx Generators is a proud sponsor of Dennis Phillips Live.
Up next, showers and storms are winding down across the area, but look what comes in Friday night, Saturday morning. That's a front. How does it impact your weekend forecast? We'll talk about it up next.
Right now on Tampa Bay tonight, families are still fighting for change.
In a state where we value life, justice should never be rationed to balance economic books.
Tonight, we're listening to families who say the governor isn't listening to them. This after he vetoed a bill overturning Florida's free kill law. Plus, a new debate over repairs to Tropicana Field.
I am definitely putting my foot down, and I'm asking a lot of questions.
As the city considers millions in new funding, we're hearing what neighbors want the money spent on and how the damaged trop is impacting high school graduations. And a new mental health treatment is already changing lives.
I've had 2 nightmares since November 1st where they would visit me previously to that 4 or 5 times a week.
I'm hearing how the treatment works and why it's free for one group of Floridians, thanks to an effort that started right here in Tampa Bay. Good evening and thank you for joining us. I'm Wendy Ryan, and Tampa Bay Tonight starts right now. It's a question that's been asked since we first saw this video during Hurricane Milton. The storm ripped the roof right off Tropicana Field. Now city leaders in St. Pete say they're considering putting more money into repairing that damage. We know people on both sides of the bay are invested in the trop's future and what it means for the Rays and the city itself. The city is contractually obligated to repair this damage. But there have been many different opinions on how much money should be put into those repairs. Council members say they're considering putting another $3 million into the project for metal panel repairs. Another $280,000 would be used for designs related to plumbing, architecture, and structural engineering. The city says these projects would help protect the trop from future storms. But some neighbors want the money used for other things.
I would suggest affordable housing. I wish some help for small businesses to create more maybe workspace for people who eventually will afford to live here.
St. Pete City Council member Corey Givens says he wants to spend as little as possible on the repairs. City Council is set to discuss that funding at their meeting on June 5th. And with Tropicana Field out of commission, it's moving some Pinellas County graduation ceremonies outdoors. ABC Action News reporter Eric Waxler talked to seniors and their families who are now sweating it out to get that diploma. New tonight, this just happened within the last hour. Faizan Zaki from Texas has won the Scripps National Spelling Bee. Zaki is 13 years old and in 7th grade. This is his 4th time competing at the Scripps National Spelling Bee. He first tried to place back in 2019 and improved every year. In 2023, he tied for 21st place. In 2024, he was the runner-up. But again, he is the #1 winner tonight. Congrats to Zaki. So how do you spell hot? Chief Meteorologist Dennis Phillips joins us with more on that. But there's a cool front on the way.
There is, and it's going to bring some rain. You know, Wendy, I was flipping back and forth from the Knicks-Pacers game and the spelling bee, and the spelling bee was more dramatic. I mean, it was. I mean, I'm telling you, it was really exciting. Congratulations, and especially to the kid of the runner-up last year from our local guy. It's kind of nice that he kept going and got the win this year. So for us, got to mention something. So we have this westerly flow, and look what's popping offshore. You've got a few showers in the Gulf that are actually moving onshore. That's significant. It's getting the moisture from a front, the one that Wendy talked about. So that means there will be some overnight and morning coastal showers. Widespread? No, but they'll be out there, all right? And then as we go through tomorrow night, that's when the rain chances start to bump up as that front, that much advertised front that we've been talking about, comes on in. So Watch what happens tomorrow afternoon. Still, most of the action is inland, but by late tomorrow night and first thing on Saturday morning, in fact, a lot of folks will probably sleep through it, we're going to get some rain and we're going to get some thunderstorms. It won't last for more than an hour or so in any spot, but at least you've got that chance into Saturday morning. And behind it, well, the morning low this morning was 81 degrees. The morning low by Sunday, low to mid 70s. So you'll notice a difference. We'll talk about that coming up in a few minutes.
This weekend, we're wrapping up our special coverage of Mental Health Awareness Month. There's a new high-tech, non-invasive treatment that's had some incredible success improving mental health conditions. They include PTSD, depression, anxiety, sleep disorders, and so many more. Things that first responders like Doug White say can be quite common. Health. A years-long effort to overturn a Florida law ends in a veto. Still ahead, we're hearing from families fighting against the so-called free kill law and why the governor is still leaving it in place.
Here are tonight's winning lottery numbers.
You're watching ABC Action News, part of the Scripps News Group.
Following through on a story we first brought you back in March, an elevator at a Clearwater senior community has finally been repaired. Neighbors at On Top of the World Clearwater reached out to me in early March. At that time, they said their elevator had been out of service for several weeks, and they said they had very little communication from the condo association.
It's extremely frustrating because I see these people every single day. People struggling upstairs, they can't get their groceries up. They leave their garbage.
Our Jada Williams has been following up on this story since March. She's reached out to the condo association and the fire department to get answers. And she continues to listen to frustrated residents. Today, our cameras were there as crews made repairs to that elevator. And resident Mark Work said they're happy the elevator is finally working again, but he wants to see more done.
We really don't know what it is they fixed. It was a limited amount of work, wiring, some other, replacement items. But the hydraulic elevator of this age, which is already, as I said, 25 years past its lifespan, should be completely replaced, and it's not, which means we could have more issues in the future as they break down and other parts that weren't replaced break down.
Maintenance crews told us while the elevator is functional, residents should wait to ride it until the property connects the elevator to the internet. That's so a video feed is available in case of an emergency. All right, let's check back in with Chief Meteorologist Dennis Phillips. 11:19 this evening. It's almost the weekend. A lot of folks are looking forward maybe to go to the beach. I know it's going to be hot. We're getting a little bit of a cool front.
We are.
And rain.
Saturday morning especially. So, I mean, if you have to pick a day for the beach, Sunday definitely the better of the 2 days.
Oh, that's good to know.
Yeah, I don't think Saturday is going to be horrible, but I do think we have some rain in the morning, and that's not a bad thing.
And we need it.
Yeah, it's been bad. I mean, just look at the drought numbers. These are the updated numbers. Now, we've had all this rain inland over the last few weeks, and that's why on the East Coast and anywhere Polk County Highlands, they're just not doing as poorly as everybody else is. But look at this dark red. That's an extreme drought, Manatee, Sarasota County, extending very close to Pinellas and Hillsborough. So the rain that we have coming late, by the way, we might even see a few showers overnight and tomorrow morning as well. But the line that comes in, this is not like a squall line in the wintertime. Look, we take what we can get. And what we will see is some rain overnight tomorrow night into the first several hours of Saturday morning. Now, if you sleep late, you'll probably miss it. But at least there will be some showers along the coast. As a matter of fact, there even are right now. And the reason is the front's up here, right? So the moisture out ahead of it is being pushed onshore. And you can even see out to the west, there are a few showers. And I think overnight and into tomorrow morning, there will be a handful of showers that pop up. Greg will be in the morning, kind of give you the latest on that. But widespread, no. Our best chances of more organized rain will be late tomorrow night into the first several hours of Saturday. Temperatures right now, 70s, Crystal River, Brooksville, 81 Wesley Chaplin, Riverview, 84 Tampa, 83 Bradenton, St. Pete, and 84 in Clearwater. Feels like temperatures Well, up in the upper 80s to lower 90s after actually feels like temperatures well over 100 earlier. And they're the highs. Hit 97 today in Plant City, 95 in Tampa, lower 90s along the coast. As a matter of fact, the morning low this morning, 81 degrees, was the warmest low temperature we have ever recorded in the month of May. So when we talk about a cool front coming through, Sunday morning, you'll notice it. No, it's not going to be cool, but instead of a low in the low 80s, it'll be in the low to mid 70s. So you certainly can notice it, and that dew point's going to drop as well. So it's going to feel a lot nicer on Sunday. And as a matter of fact, I think we'll be completely dry on Sunday after the front does move through. 95 the high today, 2 degrees shy of the record. That was last year of 97. And rain, nope. No rain across the area today, over 2.5 inches below average. Let's hope we can put a dent into that later tomorrow night. Again, it's not going to be a huge deal, but every little bit of rain we can get until the rainy season kicks in, which means an east to west wind. That isn't anytime soon. Usually mid to late June, we start to see that changeover. But with the west wind, overnight and into tomorrow morning, there will be a handful of showers starting along the coast and move in. But overall, watch what happens in the afternoon. The heaviest rain, still with a west wind, is inland and east. But there comes the leading edge of the front. And overnight, Friday night into Saturday morning, there it is. Again, not a huge deal, but something. And then the rain, I think, lingers south, Sarasota southward as that front slows down. But this is 10 o'clock on Saturday morning. We clear out the rest of the day. Humidity drops. And I just don't think we see any rain outside of maybe southern counties on Sunday. Most of us will see some lower humidity and still warm in the afternoon, upper 80s, but not in the middle 90s. And look at the rain chances Sunday and Monday. South of Sarasota, yes. For the rest of the area, I don't think so. Here's Florida's most accurate 7-day. Showers tomorrow, especially overnight into first thing on Saturday morning. In the afternoon, we're sunny. Humidity drops a little bit. Highs in the upper 80s as opposed to the low to mid 90s. And again, as you see, hopefully we can make a dent on this drought index by then.
Coming up next on ABC, Jimmy Kimmel Live. Directly with Chief Meteorologist Dennis Phillips. The weather, the tropics, plus big stories of the day with experts. Download our streaming app or find Dennis on social media for Dennis Phillips Live. GenRx Generators is a proud sponsor of Dennis Phillips Live.
Governor Ron DeSantis is vetoing a bill that would have overturned what some call Florida's free kill law.
This bill would have a lot of negative impacts in a variety of ways across our healthcare system.
It's something our I-team has been following for years now. Lawmakers in both chambers voted to repeal that 35-year-old law. It limits family members from seeking economic damages if an unmarried loved one over the age of 25 dies unexpectedly from medical negligence. The governor said a full repeal would open the floodgates to litigation. DeSantis said he would have approved the bill if lawmakers had approved an amendment to add caps.
If you are going to unwind what was done 30, 40 years ago and do this non-economic damages in these two limited circumstances, you got to have caps on the amounts and you got to have caps on the attorney's fees.
Families have spent years fighting to get that law off the books. They held their own press conference in Hillsborough County, fact-checking the governor's claims.
Fears that this bill will spike malpractice premiums are unsubstantiated. No actual evidence or credible study has shown that eliminating this exclusion would raise costs.
The legislature can vote to override the governor, but in a statement today, the senator who introduced that bill in the Senate said he accepts the governor's decision to veto. Our Bay Area beaches are getting some recognition. Still ahead, we'll show you which ones made the top 10 as summer travel season gets underway.
ABC Action Weather is sponsored by Renewal by Anderson.
Tampa Bay is known for our beautiful beaches all along the Gulf Coast, and now some beaches are being named the best in the Sunshine State. USA Today just released its top 10 best beaches in Florida, and nearly half of them are right here in the Bay Area. Siesta Beach came in at number 8. St. Pete Beach is ranked number 7. Treasure Island Beach is 3rd. third. Coming in second in the state, it's Clearwater Beach. Delray Beach in South Florida on the East Coast was named number 1. Thanks for joining us on Tampa Bay Tonight. I'm Wendy Ryan. Make sure to download ABC Action News Plus on your favorite connected device, and have a great night.
Closed captioning is sponsored by Dimmitt Automotive Group, serving Florida's Gulf Coast for over 100.
Chat directly with Chief Meteorologist Dennis Phillips, the weather, the tropics, plus big stories of the day with experts. Download our streaming app or find Dennis on social media for Dennis Phillips Live. Generac Generators is a proud sponsor of Dennis Phillips Live.
ABC Action News is sponsored by Handyman Roofing, serving Tampa Bay since 1978.